DarfMike skins. Now it's time to hop on into the server, I think, and get this game underway. It's the pistol round. Tiny bit of damage has been doled out here, but you haven't missed anything much, folks. Let's get into the action. And action is a coming Pesadelo's way. He's alone on the ramp, so he's got to try and hold these players off. Has a little bit of support out from long. Maul! Oh, it's turning into a crossfire that they're not prepared to deal with. GODSENT thought they found the entry on the side, but the reinforcements were swift, and they're going to get nothing. No bomb plant and not even a kill.
Wow. That is an authoritative start from Team 1. Pesadelo coming out strong. Malbs as well, and Malbs from Car, I think it was. So that was some really good shots going towards Cat. Woof. I mean, that was torrid. A torrid start for Team 1. Very impressed. Going into round number 2 here. GODSENT's going to have 4 Deagles and the Scout on their side, and the Scout already connects on Pesadelo. Gets him down to 42 HP. Maluk trying to answer with the Scout of his own. And GODSENT cannot be underestimated when they have these Deagles in hand. They showed time and time again last night that they can certainly all out the round losses, even when their economy is limited.
Yeah, this is a tricky team to deal with for sure. Pesa. Right on the edge there, we see the damage coming in on the loop. Traded back a bit and whoa, that movement nearly flubbed, nearly cost him his life as Pesa tried to get the spam back through, but no, they've made players out on towards Catwalk. It seems like they're going to attempt this again. This time it's XNS in position. Has support from Malbs, but Malbs is all the way out towards Long, and the MP9 coming back from Long is not really an ideal gun for this engagement. Phelps is clearing the space. They got the smokes to go ahead and lurk out to give them some cover from the potential scout. Speaking of the potential scout, there is said shots not quite connecting, and it's an even exchange on the player Goose. So now we should see a bomb plant here. Where is the bomb? Where has it fallen? Okay, just by Goose. That nearly cost Lato his life. But at this point, the number should be control this from Catwalk as well. But Pesa doesn't want to allow them to escape, and he takes 3 right back into the fun. Dumao may not even get here in time to deny this defuse. He's coming around, though. They hesitated for a moment trying to clear him out. Now they're pressuring on. They know they can just stick on because the flank is on, and there's Mobs to seal the deal. Team 1, what a start here. They've only lost 1 player through 2 rounds.
Great, and they're just carrying over that momentum they had from last night into this match, it seems. Nicely done for them in Pesa. That was a beautiful 3K. And this is why it's good news, Mike, when I talk about Malbs, because Malbs didn't have to do everything last night, which is amazing because he's typically the player that they're relying on. But if PRT and Pesa can come through and support him, that's when Team 1 becomes extremely dangerous.
Utility in towards the tunnels early on. Obviously for Team 1, there are some limitations in this round. The same could be said for GODSENT. I mean, I don't know whether I'd rather have 4 wheels or maybe an MP9 mixed in with an M4. Wheel is the poo-poo. Malbs jump spotting. I say that, I actually like the kill more than the Famas personally. It's all about the preference there. Does get tagged down to half, does Malbs. So now he's going to be a bit more timid about that particular engagement. You can tell GODSENT were hoping they'd be given something here from this Team 1 side. A little bit of aggression perhaps, and it seems like it might just be XNS who gets flashed off. Has to withdraw, but he's going to have the nade lineup. Oh, does that dunk? Not really.
Yeah, GODSENT still going to try and press the issue here. Barton leading the charge. 4 Galils on their side. With the Scout rounding out the buy, Malbs could deal so much damage here if they don't clear this up. No, he decides to switch positions. I kind of like the smoke, but he gets caught out with the smoke in his hands, and Taco takes advantage of that. Maluk can't respond either. That's Dumao taking him out. 5v3. XNS could get 1 here. He does. Makes it at least only a man advantage now for GODSENT, but they continue to press the issue. Going up from long A, they should be able to get a bomb plant. Phelps is going to help on the flank. Takes down XNS. At least both Pesa and PRT, Mike, trying to respond.
Really tough. Save, they're committed in the boost. The timing from Phelps. You can see they were checking. They're checking for Phelps to come around the corner. And they're like, okay, let's grab Taco. Would have had that kill 100%. Taco was not prepared for them at all. And then Phelps comes out. He's just got such an innate sense for this. So nicely done for GODSENT. Now they're on the board, and it's a nice way to do it as well with 4 alive. That'll help reinforce your economy going forward. And of course, just because of how brutal that CT side eco is, despite only losing 1 player before that round, Team 1 is going to have to save, which if anyone from Valve just happens to be watching this stream, guys, if that's not the best indicator that you need to rework the CT side economy, I don't know what could be.
Yeah, it just needs to. They just need to fix the loss bonus or something. I don't know what the answer is in particular, but yeah, there's definitely something needs to be tweaked to give the CT side economy a little bit, get it a little more balanced, right? Should be pretty clean for GODSENT. Barton's going to spray down X and S. Mythic going down to 5 HP. I mean, GODSENT did take a significant amount of damage here with Phelps down to 4 and Barton down to 52, but outside of that, they're just going to move towards the B site. Dumal's going to take down Maluk through the B doors. Pesadelo and Mobs will likely follow suit very shortly. Barton sprays down Mobs, leaving only Pesa, who does connect for one, but with his position known, expect that they're going to rotate around. He does get the gun, yes.
They gotta guarantee the round before they go hunting. Whoa, he spots a player. Fight this. He fights this. That was a pipe dream, to say the least, that he was somehow gonna be able to contest that round, but maybe he just wanted to get the kill. Since they knew where he was, right? You gotta do something to persuade them not to hunt you. I can understand the logic. Either way, it is a tied scoreline now, and nothing taken through for Team 1, but now they'll be able to invest. Is Pesa gonna be without a gun? Is he really going to be without a gun? That's brutal. He's 6-2 right now. He's their best player to this point. Now he's going to be stuck on the deagle. Where's he playing with it?
With the deagle.
He has, but they've got him alone towards mid, so it's not even like if he was playing the secondary long guy, and the first long guy goes down, you can pick up his gun. Kind of really tough. And he'll just die back into the corner, flashed out. Nothing he could do about it. Not that a gun would have made a difference in that particular spot, but it might have changed up his positioning. That nade back is chunky. Take some space.
Yeah, Maluk's going to be watching here from Cat, trying to spot someone out. He doesn't have the timing to see them rotating towards the B site, so the call-out won't be there. And PRT's still looking at the doors, so he's going to have to direct his attention towards the tunnel shortly. And it looks like, no, he's still looking at those doors. They can catch him off guard. Now he turns around. Mobs gets on the flank to kick out Lotto. But Barton is going to take care of PRT anyway, so that's the B site taken. The utility flies out. You have to wonder if you're Team 1, your economy's not good, you have an op in hand, the save might be the right call.
Just might. That B-site retake, never an appetizing prospect, and especially with the weaponry and the value, as you pointed out, of that AWP, what they've got here, they're backing off. So GODSENT, since the guns have come out, have been steamrolling over Team 1. 5 alive, 4 alive, 4 alive, right? These takes have been decisive and effective. This is kind of what we were expecting based on what we'd seen from GODSENT before.
Yeah.
But still a lot of time for Team 1 to put a little bit of a halt to it. They can get out of this half with 6 rounds. I think I'm already spelling a message of doom here. I really do think 6 rounds in this first half is a nice aspiration.
No, I mean, you're right, Mike. When GODSENT finds their rhythm, it's really difficult to stop them, which Party Astronauts and Bad News Bears found at firsthand. But I also have to mention, Bad News Bears, they did win 2 series, 2 BO3s against GODSENT, and GODSENT only won 1 up to that point. So technically, they're all tied up in that rivalry, 2-2. But yeah, GODSENT was just way too good last night for them to deal with. And Team 1, maybe they'll be the team to advance to the finals.
What was that? X and S? It looked like he had it all day, every day. Just couldn't get the bullet out of his gun fast enough. That was really awkward. But hey, his loss is Taco's gain. Shot lined up and kill comes through, and the Opera survives. And at this point, they've got catwalk control, and look at the positioning for Team 1. There is no one to we say. They're down to 3, and it seems like they're just going to save this AWP because they are not set up at all to deal with this. Yeah, Maluk's tucking in towards B. He hears the presence on A and says, no, sir, I'm out. Oh, Taco has the bomb. Taco has the bomb. Could get weird. Can't die here, Taco. All you need to do is survive. And he's gonna go towards long. Yeah, no sense dealing with it. It's just a deagle, but just bail.
That was too close, though. Right. I mean, there's no reason to go for that engagement, so he backed off wisely with 9 HP left. And now planted. Maluk is gonna get the shot over on Barton, so at least that's some damage done. But Maluk has to focus primarily on saving this op in towards the next round because it's so important to have on your CT side, and Taka takes him down.
KRT still got it, though. Don't peek. Don't peek. Don't peek. He's gonna peek. I mean, now he's gonna get chased. So he doesn't get a choice on it. Phelps is on him. And once again, a very strong round for GODSENT. That is now the third round in a row, fourth round in a row, where they've kept at least 4 alive. Fourth round in a row, where they've kept at least 4 alive. That's pretty incredible. Team 1, they got the 2 off the pistol, but since then, been struggling to keep pace firepower-wise.
And that's something GODSENT are so good at, right? When they win their rounds, they keep a lot of players up and running, but when they lose, they make you pay for it in a big way. You don't get that kind of manpower, back into the next round, and that's why Team 1's had so much trouble maintaining their economy. It's not just the fact that it's a little harder to get going, it's also because of GODSENT doing the damage when they have to. Maluk is going to be watching here from mid, like 3 on 4s and the AUG, rounding at the buy for Team 1. They did save that off, like you mentioned, which is good. They managed to keep that one up. Over on GODSENT, 3 AKs. They have the AUG picked up off the ground from Team 1 a couple of rounds ago, and Taco with the AWP. So did Taco run the AWP yesterday on T side? I can't remember.
He did, yeah. Yeah. Okay. He was their operator throughout Dust2. Otto can't get the kill. Bullet pen not enough there with the AUG. That is going to be Malb's victory. A little bit of an awkward exchange. It was what he was hoping for, but Lotto a little too hot to handle. The engagement for Phelps through the smoke goes 1, but it comes out well in the wash for GODSENT. Got a nice smoke. Phelps doesn't care about your smokes. Phelps doesn't care about your positioning. He's here to rip heads and win Mythic League. Ooh, Phelps is so good.
He really is. That's why I highlighted him prior to the match starting. He is just that type of player that can take everyone else down a notch. Maluk does connect on 1, but this is not going to be Team 1 challenging at all. They're backing off. They want to save the op in the M4, so it's another round 1 by GODSENT. Again, that was an incredible shot.
It was just too fast. It was beyond human comprehension. It's not like an angle that you normally expect a player to be playing, right? It was a very cheeky angle around the smoke, and Phelps just like, nah. Instantly recognized, dealt with.
And also, Mike, I have to add, I can laugh. It's okay. I find your jokes humorous. Your pun.
But that one was atrocious.
Yeah, you know
that
what?
one was pretty rough.
I got to give you a little bit of encouragement sometimes just to keep it going. I don't want you to stop.
I feel it. I appreciate you. It's the advantage of having a dad as a casting partner, as you appreciate the dad jokes.
There you go.
You got to find out an adjustment. You got to find out some sort of a setup to make this work. And they're going to have to get a little creative with the money as well. An op is purchased from Maluk, so that's available. A couple of players will be limited on towards the bomb. They have a pretty good buy here. There's really no excuses in this setup. They're just going to need to have impact. And it looks like we might get a fast game. Molly down, but Taco's on the AWP. Doesn't really even catch that nade damage either. He's just hoping for this peak. Oh, they're going to give it to him. They're going to give it to him. There's 2 players here by car. They look like they want it. Taco, ever the patient fisherman. Now he's going to go a little bit forward. Not so patient anymore. He just wants this entry. Not quite going to have it. That's going to be the adjustment with the Molotov. They're fortunate that nobody died. Dancing around the angle. And the utility will be enough to chase GODSENT off. So that skirmish, won by Team 1. Unfortunately for them, look at the util now. They're running bare bones, and meanwhile, GODSENT's barely dropped a nade.
Yeah, that's going to be really problematic. Team 1 left with 4 flashes, 2 smokes, and an incendiary versus GODSENT almost having full utility, like you said. So they're going to have any path to either bomb site. We'll be waiting to try and get him with the op, but he missed the shot, and XNS is left by his lonesome as a result, so Phelps takes him down with the AK headshot. Now we have a 5v4. Maluk staring towards Cat, trying to get a response here. Wondering, is this even their final destination? Still 40 seconds left for GODSENT to rotate off, and they have the utility to, again, do what they want.
Stack up, and here comes the execute. It's all going to be on the Maluk. They're going to throw smokes to make his life difficult as an offer, but he should still have an opportunity. Pace to take some damage towards mid, but again, the offer has to be way. Not going to connect that shot, and at this point, they've got the bomb plant. At this point, he's going to give it up towards long. There's still a player.
Oh,
PRT wins that exchange. That's nicely done. That should prompt them in towards a retake, a 4-on-4. It's very justifiable, but they don't have control out towards Cat. They do still have long. But Catwalk is going to be the fight that determines it.
I mean, you look at the HP, right? What is it, 60 HP behind for PRT and Pesa, and they're still going to try for it. Maluka's taken down, so does Pesadelo. PRT is going to try and get response and does, but he's the only one standing, and despite 2 nice kills, it's not enough, and GODSENT are going to take the round.
That was one of those really tricky situations where, yeah, it's a 4-on-4, but golly, does your positioning stink.
Yeah.
Right? You got the long control, but they didn't play it for you, so you got to get those players back over. You had the 2 players Cat. Even them rotating down towards CT felt a bit bold, because there could have been a player towards Elevator that would have made their life really difficult to come back in, but they decided they didn't want the Catwalk fight. It was rough. Time alone would have been an issue if they actually got on towards the site. And that is GODSENT playing the post plant very effectively, setting up the trade, setting up the kills, taking through the round.
Really well played overall. No question about it, as Mob's going to come out here in Team 1. Again, their economy, putting them in a tough spot. They have to go with 4 Deagles and USPS. They do have body armor on 3 players. You have to imagine if a gun is dropped, either Exton or PRT are going to be picking it up, assuming they're still alive to do so. But GODSENT sitting pretty. Their economy's great. 4 AKs and the armed work. Mobs could get a shot off here. He's very good with that Deagle. We've seen it in the past. As Ace is going to get this off, followed by his Lonesome isolates him, and Barton will get the frag to come. Lotto's going to look to do some damage as well, and he will. Luke.
Nice shot for Pesa. Okay. Not over just yet. XNS gets a chance, does some damage, but no killing blow. Now they're just down in the numbers. PRT on this mid-cross. They're going to smoke them off. They're going to smoke them off. No reason to risk it. But he's going to get close to it. Go through. He's got Pesa, who now has an AK. There we go. PRT spamming as they cross. Echo locating off the footsteps. Reaction from the player on site. Here it comes. Oh, Pesa at a 1v1 with Phelps completely out of position and out of health as well. Pesadelo has done so much damage in this round, but it was the distraction of PRT that helped him get here. No clue though where Phelps is, but he turns in time! 4 kills, the clutch for Pesa, and finally Team 1 take a gun round through.
That was some great positioning from Pesa. Right here, you see it. He comes out towards ramp, gets one, then immediately swings around. Doesn't give Lotto a chance to kind of react to the opening frag that he found at ramp, and then gets himself a second one. But I mean, Phelps had the edge coming up from long because he didn't even realize that he was there. And he took 3 shots. Unfortunately for him, they did not connect with the head, and it gave Pesa a chance to flick around, get the final one. So Team 1 on the board. A little sloppy, but it works out. They didn't invest much into the round either, so even better.
Certainly. It's a phenomenal round to kick some life into you, and we're seeing the double out come out as a result. This is what they're giving themselves the opportunity for. Now they need to convert a good round. Can't rely on the clutches forever. They go for a boost up for a peek in towards tunnels, but I think that gets sniffed out. Well, that utility will certainly indicate there's somebody here. See a big exchange of utility here at Cat, and there's players focused in towards the doors. They've got 4 players zeroed in towards the site. There's no position. 1 player on B. Halls will lose that particular fight. And at some point, GODSENT has to realize how many crosshairs are involved here. They could be on A right now, and there's not really a lot they would be able to do. Maluk would theoretically be able to hold that for mid, but even then he's swinging back and forth. This is such a weird hold. But it might just pay out because GODSENT, they're like a dog with a bone in their teeth. They can't let go of this mid-fight. They're locked on.
Yeah, they really are. Dumao and Barton are going to come back to mid. They continue to try and press the issue. It is technically the right play because Luke will be isolated once they get on that, and there won't be anyone to help. It's the shot through the door, and XNS gets Taco. That leaves only Barton and Lotto to try and recover here. Now it's only Barton as Pesa sprays him down, Mike. Oh my goodness, things just falling apart. Yeah, he doesn't have time at all.
Doesn't have to retrieve that bomb. He's been spotted. PRT will take him out of play. There we go. They locked into that mid fight, not realizing perhaps that Team 1 had so many bodies there, but that's exactly what Team 1 wanted. That is exactly how they wanted the round to go, and it did just that. So well done for Team 1 in that round. GODSENT We'll see if this becomes an issue for them, because sometimes teams get fixated on a particular take and they maybe get a little bit too locked in. Haven't had that issue with them before, but that round was not super. That wasn't an attack. Man, that looked on.
They're gonna try to come out here. Malbs gets the first shot. Lotto and XNS trading frags, and now it's Taco to trade another one right back. So we're sitting at a 3v3, Mike.
That's fine, honestly. Obviously, you prefer to get out, I mean, but
Yeah.
that's a fine exchange for GODSENT. I'm surprised they give up the long control, though. Taco did not want to stick around as long, especially with the bomb. Because if he then goes down there, the bomb's committed outside the longhouse. They're going to come through mid. Pesa, he got them with this once before. He's not going to get them with it twice. And they're going to make their way in towards B, and this round's going to be over. Maluk's just going to have to save. There's no way he can try a 1v3 retaking the B bomb site. And they don't have the money for it either. Phelps is going to be quick on the hunt, knowing that there's no reason Maluk would be coming through. That is one thing you always know if you're playing against Team 1. If Maluk's the last alive in a 1vx, he's got an op. He's probably saving.
That's why Phelps was so quick to try and chase, but Maluk even quicker to evade him. He's going to end up towards mid. That said, there's a lot of time left until this bomb explodes, so if Maluk stops in his tracks at any one point, then Phelps will be able to catch up to him, and now Taco's trying to close the gap towards the lower B tunnels, or upper B tunnels, excuse me. So Maluk's just going to have to hide around Suicide and hope that no one spots him out. But the player that's been doing a lot of work here for Team Yellow, sitting at 12 frags, and I don't know if Maluk's going to get spotted. Just want to see, and no, he doesn't. Time on his side. But yeah, Pesadelo has been really good so far for them on Dust2. It was the same story, even though they lost against RBG 10-16. He still had 19 frags there and an 82.2 ADR, which led his squad in both categories.
We want an exchange towards longer pace. Taco, sorry. Other team. Already out towards the blue dumpster with the flash. That was interesting, but they've devoted everything to this fight, and Bork is going to come out on top. At this point, long control is taken. There's down to 2 players, and it's 2 AWPs. They're going to save. They're going to save this. We're 30 seconds into the round, and this is going to be a save. And 2 Miles not going to let them. Maluk scoped in. He was never getting away with this. So now it's just the 1 EWP and PRT. He's got no hope of taking this round. GODSENT. Win it on entry.
Not to mention, I think Dumas is going to keep hunting. He has no reason to go back to this bomb site, so he's going to continue looking for this final op. This is so problematic for Team 1. They just want to bring the op into the next round. That said, this is how GODSENT can just kind of turn things around in their favor, right? Just these dominant, assertive entries, especially towards long on Dust2, where nothing can be done. They're just a bulldozer. They walk through, they get the frags, and you're left with only 2 players left on the other side of the map with ops. It's just, wow, what a play.
What a play indeed. Does look like BRT is going to be able to hang on to this big green gun. Unfortunately, they may not be able to put too much around him. Deagles, armor, the like. They could go for a force buy. I wouldn't love it here. But some Deagles are certainly viable. Maybe even a scout. Maluk has a little bit of extra money, though they probably want to keep that towards a future AWP. Yeah, very light buy. Very light buy, and that's the correct read here. There's no reason to throw yourselves down here. As I said before, I really do think this round is what they need. That op, taken out of play immediately, should be recoverable, and it is for PRT. Lato, waiting for Pesa to come around this corner, but Pesa will likely be trying to wait him out as much as possible with just a pistol to his neck. Walk on a B.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, Mike, I was surprised to see Pesa going so aggressive. I'm just going to push up. The mount does get PRT, and Phelps drops Malbs, so yeah, not looking good for Team 1.
Round just about over. Phelps on the Xbox. Kind of halfway up the Xbox. Clinging to the side. This would be killer on your calves if he was actually standing there for you. Oh, but Pesa doesn't realize his head's exposed and he just gets a little bop. Little bop bop. Phelps at 14 kills. He's putting up some nice numbers here this map. And he makes it look so easy is the thing. He's one of those players who's just so smooth on the aim that he makes you think, I could do that. And then you hop on a server, you load up, and you can't do that.
If I'm going to make the comparison to hockey, for example, it's like Carey Price and goaltending. It looks so casual and so relaxed because it makes it look easy. But it's not at all. And the same for Counter-Strike, of course. Dumal's going to
knife him, man.
He did.
Well, I mean, you got to do something. It's not going to work out consistently there. Dumal struggling to line up this headshot. They know they've got to play back towards the bar. Chance to spread, but he is eventually going to get taken down by the spam. It's just going to happen. Pace has got a really awkward spot to try and get out from here. He wants the engagement. He wants the fight. Once that smoke fades, he's kind of like a freak. And he repositions just in the nick of time.
Pull out the knife there. Maybe ran out of bullets in his gun or just got caught off guard with utility in his hands, and the first thing he fat fingered was his knife. I don't know. It was weird.
I think he was just trying to reposition. He didn't realize the player was already up on top of the pit, or up on top of the pit, rather. Barton takes one of the remaining two, and okay, Pace has thought of saving. He's just stuck on in the action, and not for very long. Not for very long. Well, we're back up. Hello.
Oh,
hi. Welcome to our faces. We had a little bit of an issue getting our game feed out here, so we should have that back in just a moment, folks. But, you know, things happen. Things do happen out here. And we're back! Didn't take long. There we go. Into the action. It's not looking good for Team 1, but look at the damage we've been able to do towards GODSENT. So this is viable, if tough. That's a huge kill to find for XNS. Bringing back the numbers here. Ollie in. XNS can't line up that. Playing with a headshot angle on the car. Now we're going to PRT. There's no reason not to go for this round, of course. PRT will. And he will get destroyed. As once again, Phelps makes things look easy. 11-4 is our half. GODSENT will cruise through their T side. Rock on up to CT with a massive lead. And look dang good doing it.
Phelps at 16. I think it's Barton at 13. And Taco at 13 and Barton at 12. Man, they look so good right now. And Phelps in particular kind of leading that charge. Really impressive stuff from the GODSENT side, and Team 1 just nothing they can do to respond. Right now, Mike, the way GODSENT is playing, I'm not sure there's a team at the Premier level that can beat them when they're playing like this.
I mean, maybe. I would like to see another Bad News Bears matchup. Although I guess
But they're not Premier.
No longer at the Premier level. You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Extra Salt. I'd like to see that matchup.
Yeah, that is true. Maybe Extra Salt.
I think Payne on a good day. I think this GODSENT team is good. I don't think they're... The way they've been playing this weekend, they're phenomenal. They haven't consistently shown this yet, but if this is the new level, the new consistent level, then you're absolutely right. Their new higher water mark is going to drown a lot of teams. Tap goes to GODSENT. All eyes right now for these teams competing in the U.S. are thinking about the major, right? We had our first RMR event. And there will be more to come. Making the major is that huge goal for a lot of these teams. Phelps! 2 quick kills, continuing his strong fragging straight into the pistol round here. And a player has gotten a coward. He's got to run. And Lato was waiting this whole time out by Gandalf. He'll be able to withdraw around the split. He's just a nuisance, but now they got control of the bomb. So these 2 players on site, there's nothing they could do. It all falls to PRT. He's at least got a P250. He's got so many targets to find. There's 1, 2. Can he get a third? Can we get a third here? The RT connecting up to that P250, but no, it was all the long con. They were delaying for Barton to get in position, and that's going to be GODSENT taking a very handy pistol round.
For Phelps, he's flirting with 20 now, sitting at 19 frags on the board. That was a great effort by PRT. Some nice taps from the P250, but he just ran out of gas at the end of it, and that was that. And that's really problematic, of course, because Team 1 were very dominant in that first pistol round. Impressive. To the point of being very impressive against GODSENT. This time around, GODSENT had the answer on their CP side. And now Team 1, I mean, you got to force up here, and they do. They've got a deco buy-up, 4 deagles, and the P250. No, well, that's not deco. They're forcing up, of course. But, Mike, yeah, this is going to be a very tough ask for Team 1, and that's why we said it at the beginning of the cast, or you mentioned it. It has to be a 3-map series for Team 1 to take it.
Yeah, this is about what we expected out from GODSENT. Still, it's always nice, and the team just rocks out and immediately shows why you expect them to be favored on a map.
Yes.
There's so often lately, it feels like 0 online CS. Just Mythic, great shot for XNS. I'm going to shut up for a little while and talk about the game. Bomb will be planted. Team 1 have at least guaranteed themselves that money. Taco trying to get in. Potentially, he might just give himself up for dead. And he does indeed. That should be the round. This is going to be the stolen away, or the force fire rather, stolen away from their opponents. That's Team 1 back in it with a fight. So what I was going to say is so often in the online era, we see teams come out and trade each other's map picks. And that has not been the case so far today. But Team 1, they're going to get a fighting chance here.
That is a very big round victory. Okay, Team 1. Making me second guess myself now. GODSENT is going to have very little in the bank account. They're going to have to double save anyway, so they're investing into those deagles. It's going to be 3 deagles. Ooh, a Zeus for Dumel. A man after your own heart, Mike. And 2 flashes here. Go.
Beautiful. I was just saying the Zeus is a man after my own heart. Keep going, John.
PRT is looking there towards lawn with the deagle. Team 1 do have a decent buy-up for themselves finally here, as an AK, an M4 picked up off the ground, 2 MP9s picked up off the ground in the previous round, and a Scout. That's actually very good news for Team 1 because they didn't have to invest that much into the gun, so they can win this round really well. There's the economy. That's very good. Those deagles are stacked up. They're walking into the stacker, Team 1, but they don't care. Pesa's going to get the 3K, and Lato and Barton should go down for the count. They do. PRT delivering the killing blows. And Mike, Team 1, assertive there in the anti-eco.
Absolutely. PRT says money gun go burr. I look at their economy now. Off the back of that, 7,300 for PRT coming this round. I think he's even ditching the MP9 to get an upgrade. He's still going to have a buy in store after dropping a gun to upgrade. They stole these guns away from their opponents. They're coming out of it and they're looking phenomenal. Money to spare. Cash flow days. They got the 1 SMG to work with. I think there's a scout down in spawn, but that was a ripper of a shot. Shouldn't be much to do here. They're going to dance around mid. Looks like they're going to go for a tunnels push or just a straight run up mid. Okay, this is getting weird. They could actually catch off the loop. He's going to leg the first with the DP come out here. He's going to be overcome in a matter of time, and they're going to try and get that AWP. They're going to come back to take this fight, but look at that. The USP is chopping away, and suddenly we're in a 2v2. And the bomb is down. And Team 1 are thrown into complete chaos and disarray. What a balls to the walls play. Problem is they don't have armor. That's really going to have to be felt to that AWP to connect some shots because Dumel can't even get it. It's too risky, but he's got the first, and it's all going to come down to PRT. He's going to the longhouse. There's the peek. It's just a USP to deal with. Dumel can't get his hands on the gun. He's got to move. There's no way he can risk that fight knowing his position. He's going to get it on an AK. All right, 1 bullet. Still possible. He's gone out. He's gone out. Dumel doesn't know, or PRT doesn't know where he is. Dumel's in the wind. And PRT's playing right into his hands. He's coming back towards long. This is the read of the century for Dumel. No, don't reposition now. Don't reposition now. No, Dumel!
No!
You had it right. You had the right read. Stick to your convictions. All right. That was still the wildest round I've seen in a hot minute.
I mean, that looked like a strat right out of a matchmaking, Mike. I can't even speak after seeing that. I just didn't know what to think when I saw 5 players coming up mid, but it worked out for them. Then they came around from T-spawn and managed to catch off some more Team 1 players. So yeah, I mean, getting Team 1 down to only 1 player in that round is already an accomplishment in itself because GODSENT were just saving. So now they have a chance to really punish Team 1. They forced 4 buy-ups into this round, but it was just such a shame to see Dumel going down because he had the read, right? He just turned the wrong.
Oh, there's Dumel. Getting back into it right off the rip here. They have to see the mid, though, so this pinching towards B is concerning. Yellow trying to... And this is going to work out. Phelps unable to line up the shots this time. It's going back and forth this way and that way, but they cleared out B. And sometimes that's all you need, and they've still got the lurking towards mid. Pablo knows he's here. Pablo's a pretty good idea. Oh, good shot for Pesa. He doesn't have any health, but he's done his work. He's done enough. Now he keeps the pressure. Pesa is dead, and Pesa's just killing everybody.
Got an ace.
An ace! 4 health for the last 3 kills, but Pesa just doesn't care.
Wow. I mean, Pesa hit some nutty shots there, especially that tap to the head of the player coming through the smoke. But yeah, even hit one through the smoke, in fact, going towards CT spawn. Nicely done. I mean, up to 22 frags now. He's got the frag lead on the server, and Team 1 are roaring back against GODSENT. GODSENT now stuck on a deco. 4 deagles, and the USPS. Good nade stack coming through there, and it's going to take down Maluk up on the ground. Phelps is going to try and retrieve it. PRT's backing off, trying to make sure that they don't get this op. XNS up close will get Taco, and now that GODSENT knows they're watching it, they're probably going to back off, but Team 1's going to have to grab that op and get it the heck out of Dodge.
Oh my goodness, I do love it when a nade stack comes together. Is it still wedged in the corner there? It is. It is. I don't think XNS has retrieved it. And that being Taco out as well, they're going to know. Oh,
I think PRT grabbed it.
Did he? He did grab it. All right.
Got
Never
it.
mind.
Got it. Yeah.
The AWP's out of danger. I got overly excited. That was wedged in there with the corpses. All right, so that's not the threat. But as we've seen before with that USP round, this GODSENT team, you really can't underestimate them in any circumstance. Gonna be another long play. Phelps is set up here by the pit. He's got a ripper of a deep shot. We know that. There's gonna be the first. Give him these chances, these 1v1s. Whoa, okay. That looked very dangerous indeed, but Phelps can't quite line up the next headshot. Does damage on the base, and that's gonna be it. They're regrouping, but this has been seen. Mobs has the information. Do they still want to press in towards mid? 25 seconds, they have to.
Flashes.
Flash bang, but no killing blow. And Pace and PRC, they've weathered the storm. They've made it through. That looked so bad at so many moments, John, but somehow that's like Team 1 fell asleep at the wheel and the ship just came into shore on its own. It's fine. Everything's fine. They avoided all the rocks. They're safe in harbor.
They didn't block the Suez Canal, so to speak, on that one. They managed to go straight ahead, and Team 1. Yeah, they're looking great, Mike. 9 rounds on the board. I really do love the strat at the end. The flashbangs coming out, going through the smoke. It was the right call. They just couldn't hit their shots against Team 1 with the inferior pistols. So Maluk is going to throw that flashbang. You got a bit of a boost going on here at Cat. I like it a lot because they get visibility into lower tunnels, but I think Team 1 were wise to it, so GODSENT's going to back off.
Nice nade again. Good AG usage, but at this point, it's been, what, 5 rounds in a row for Team 1? Off the back of that forced by win?
Yeah.
So this has gotten very frisky indeed as a matchup. That was a leg shot. Okay, Dumel. What a flick. What a flick. Not going to have that damage confirmed. He did not get the kill either. But it does seem like they're coming up catwalk, and so the op's going to be able to reposition out towards car to deal with them. Actually, they're going to commit in towards a long fight, put a lot of pressure on towards Taco. They still have a molly here? They do. Taco has 1 Molotov. Timing of that will be critical. Because there's 4 players stacked up here towards catwalk. That molly needs to come out. He cannot die with this much utility still on his belt. The exact. Counter nades coming in. Molly's going to go down here to prevent them from swinging on him. That'll allow the alt back into position. It does indeed. Hasn't connected the shots just yet, and they actually smoke off his Molotov. But they're all bunched up. There's that's going to be 1. Not the second. Taco looked like he had an opportunity, but couldn't quite line up the damage. Still, there are 2 players very low. And on a 4-on-4, this could get rough. Problem is, with control still towards top mid in the hands of PRT, they cannot risk a catwalk retake, so these players are going to have to come from CT, and that puts them in really awkward spots. There are smokes to play around here. Oh, Payson misses that shot. Down the players out towards ramp, and that's going to be XNS laying down the law, as he had to do, and that should confirm. That should make the decision. Dumel will just try and tuck and stay alive, even collect 1 parting gift, but he's not alive, and he wants 1 more peek.
That was such a good smoke thrown onto the box on ramp by Team 1 because it gives them visibility on the player coming up from CT without them even knowing as they see their feet, and that's really the difference maker in that round as Team 1 just got that player who managed to sneak up towards that position, and Pesadello took care of business from Cat. Really nicely done. GODSENT. Their lead has almost evaporated. Only up by 2 rounds now. They are going to go for a half by including 2 scouts, 2 deagles, and the P250, but they need an answer now. The nade stack comes through again. He's a little ahead of it, so he survives, and he's going to continue to try and spray them down, and he can't. Phelps takes him down, but that gun will not be retrievable.
No, certainly not. Still, Phelps and the deagle ripping heads. And one more iconic duo. Probably like another player on the server right now ripping heads with deagle. Mobs. Yeah. Barton. There's a lot of dangerous deagles on. The more I think about it, the more I would not want to be in a Deagle fight on this server. Lato's trying to shoot through his teammate's legs, it looks like. He's about to rip a calf off here. Gonna shoot his knife blade. That's what's gonna happen here.
Is that even... Oh my goodness, if that's possible.
Whoa. Players in pit. Now you know, but there's 2 scouts here. 2 scouts here. This is a risky fight. There's gonna be a little bit of a connect. And okay, they're lining up. Look at the damage that's being done now. Look at this damage. It is getting... Smokes are up there. Plenty of gap just on the left edge of this. And now he's just these players out towards the end. They had a volley to shut it all down, but they don't. Taco's trying to go for the early shots. And he's actually going to go through the smoke. Bold man. Bold man indeed. They don't realize the player's still at Gandalf. How did they didn't see the second player. They killed one there and got over here. Phelps has to be dealt with. Is there a volley for it? No, there's not. He's still got a tough spot, but they're going to be able to play. Now they should find one more casualty, but the round 1 and now team 1 are just 1 away from tying things up.
Yeah, and Team 1 with all these round victories in a row, their economy is really good, so they don't really have to worry about losing these guns. Over on the GODSENT side, man, you kind of read my mind when you were calling the action, Mike, because I was thinking, if they just had a nade or a Molotov or some piece of utility, that could be the killing blow. That could have shut Team 1 down and GODSENT had the victory, but unfortunately, that wasn't in the cards, so now GODSENT 1 round loss away from looking at a tie scoreline. Memories of Mirage last night for Team 1 when they were up against Pain. Let's see if they can pull it off. Barton can get the opener here at the B site. And he could get a second one for himself. No, misses.
That was a tricky shot. Flash blinded up. I think he's fortunate to get out of the angle alive.
Yep.
Maintain the advantage. There's no reason to press back in, knowing that there's an AWP on the other side in the hands of PRT. He's got Phelps' support as well, so this B site is firmly entrenched, especially with control of mid still taken. Team 1 do look like they want to continue to harass here. At least to allow them the space to get the bomb on out of there. Oh, Mobs is through mid. Mobs is through mid. Mobs is through mid. He doesn't get the kill, though, and now his position's comfortable. Still have to withdraw. That could have been huge. He lines up one there. That could have gotten very dangerous very quickly. And look at this. Phelps is going to lurk through into its tunnels. His teammate even put a shot with the AWP through to hide what he was doing. Very clever. He's going to clear all the way in towards lower tunnels. Might even catch this catwalk player. Mob seems relatively aware of the possibility he actually does decapitate Phelps. So that's good awareness coming through from Mobs. It's been very bad, but he will lose his leg to Taco, making a similar play through the mid doors. This is going to be a long take, but there's many crosshairs focused in. There's not smokes. There's not smokes. They're going to run boost this off of a flash. Yeah, this is not going to work, guys. They have to do it, though. 20 seconds, it's all they got. This is not... Oh, they can't make the run boost happen. Now the bomb's been dropped. Oh, no, they're going to take apart by the AWPs. Do now. This lucky day here. And that's going to be GODSENT, staving off the tie, at least for the moment.
Couldn't hit the run boost. They'd run out of options and they just tried to go out and take the fights, but that was the round. I would even go back a little bit further. When Mobs went down, that kind of gets that question mark out of the way for GODSENT. They don't really have to worry about Cat anymore, so they focused entirely on that push coming from long and took down everyone that was coming there. What a shame they ran out of utility and couldn't get those smokes thrown though, Mike, because Team 1 could be looking at a tie scoreline instead. GODSENT have managed to scrap together a round victory and make it 13-11, making sure they don't concede that lead just yet.
Util coming over. Nothing really happening just yet. There's a betting man, and I'd say this is going to be a catwalk hit. Be a catwalk hit. It's a good read, actually, for Team 1. There's no one to police this. They're going to get a bomb plant for free if they continue forward with it. GODSENT are playing retake. Question is, does Team 1 trust that fact? Hoping for the peak. It's a peak that'll never come, John.
And they're going to double back our GODSENT eventually, right? They're not going to keep those two players stacked on long forever, and that's exactly... No, Dumao's come around towards Car. They're going to see this. it's still going to be hard to defend, right? If the smokes are thrown in one, but at least Umau can call for reinforcements quickly. And now he moves.
One smoke out, two smokes out. Molly in. Boost up spotting to give a little bit of cover for this peak. That's a creative way to do it. Don't drop the smoke, drop the molly. So the Auber's vision is obscured, but you know your angles. Love that detail coming through. Now they've got control of the site. This is the second player goes down. This should be a save. This should be a save, and it's going to be. They're backing away. They're giving it up. They don't want anything to do with this. GODSENT are going to concede round 12 over. What a take from Team 1.
Take. I mean, they overloaded the car player, and he was the only one standing between them and the bomb site. Took him down, and of course, that's it. All they needed, even though some additional opposition did come through, they were not too fussed. And I'd have to say that right now, if we're looking at the state of the match, Team 1 are playing much better in their aim duels than GODSENT are.
Let's see if all three of these guns make it through. One of them does. One M4 for Lato. The guy who was isolated, he will see his M4 through, but at this point it's going to have to be an eco, presumably for GODSENT. They can't justify buying around this. Might be a deco, but I think we're looking at a tie here, John.
Maybe. But they do have the loss bonus at 3,400 coming in the next round, so they can invest a little bit more, perhaps. Just not much, obviously. You're absolutely right, but they have a little bit of a cushion there. Two Deagles, P50, another Deagle that's in Barton's hands, and he's going to get tagged to find the loop to the door down to 20. See if GODSENT have something creative. If there's more with these pistols. No, they're just going to try and take some fights.
It was an 11-4 half.
Yep.
Since then, GODSENT have won 2 rounds to 8 from Team 1. GODSENT won the pistol. Lost the force buy. So they won a pistol, and they've won 1 other round outside of the pistol round. That's insane.
It really is.
Such a far cry from the GODSENT we saw yesterday on D2 as well.
I think it's just showing that Team 1 are finally coming together with this new roster. And it's something that they were hinting at yesterday when they were up against Team Gaming, but we didn't know if it would transition over to GODSENT. Even in this map, right, Mike? I was thinking, no, it's not going to happen, but it is.
Here comes Phelps. Takes for that Deagle, but wow, they've dealt with both. They take out the pit, they take out the downstairs. Suddenly, Taco's the only player who can do anything on this side of the map, and well, he's done and dusted. Lato should be trying to find a place to hide this M4, but there really is no place for him to go. Vision into the pit. He's going to try and take this fight. He's got 2. He's going to get a third? No, not quite. Making it dangerous, but he should be able to steer the ship on towards shore now. Bomb will be planted. Seconds to spare. They know where that player is for Barton. There's just really nothing he can do about it. It's all tied up here.
Wow. Team 1 are on a 9-2 run right now. That's what it took to get us to this point. And man, I'd be surprised if we don't go the full 30, perhaps even past that. As GODSENT are going to have another buy-up coming through. 3 M4s, 2 AUGs, no op in sight, which is a really key piece to any Dust2 defense. But they can still get this done with the AUG because they got that scope on 2 players. Over on the Team 1 side, it's 4 AKs and now pretty standard buy-up here. And they're going to immediately charge down Cat. They're trying to go for the quick hit to catch GODSENT off guard, potentially. Or at least land themselves up at Cat. They know no one's watching mid at this point, and GODSENT are playing mid very passively. In fact, completely giving it to Team 1.
Players coming back to it, though. This is a decent readout from GODSENT, but we've seen once they've given Catwalk over, Team 1 have done a lot with it. Taco forced to reposition by Molotov. Keeps him lightly singed. Minute 15 on the clock. There's still plenty of time for Team 1 to bail out as well. Seem pretty committed in their approach, though. No vision in the tunnels does complicate things, especially since we know that Phelps is very willing to push on in towards the tunnels and see what he can find. Lato in the pit. Push back deeper in. The pressure from the utility has been enough to push Lato back. Lato has to get something out of this. That's a good flashbang throw. He's going to get one. A second. Not quite coming through. There it is. There it is. And meanwhile, they've killed else. It all falls down to X&S, and Taco can get the cleanup. 2 kills there for Mr. Taco. And that is going to be GODSENT climbing on to 14. Look, if they can take these last few, who's going to care about how much of a comeback it was? You need those last few rounds.
Absolutely, and the thing is, I mean, that's more of the godsend that we've been seeing up to this point in that round. Only one player taken down in it, and Lato doing some great work from Pit, who's actually been quiet here. Only 13 frags. It's Phelps who's been leading the charge with 26. Over on the Team 1 side, they cannot be disappointed with how things have gone so far in this half, but they want to complete that comeback. It would be a shame if they didn't. Maluk is going to come out here with PRT, perhaps quickly enough. A great flashbang thrown by Phelps to support Barton, who does get one, but a better trade from PRT to ensure it's only a 4v4 instead of that man advantage.
Gonna back right off. Full rotate. We haven't seen a lot of this from Team 1. They're pretty committed to their first read a lot of the time, but now they're full bailing across the map. And look at the setup for GODSENT. Nobody on the A plat. It's a long setup. They're ready for this long fight. If it comes towards Catwalk, well, it's going to be a retake. We got Pesa here, but he's the only one. It does seem like they're going to come out long. So if GODSENT trusts what they've done and stick to it, this could be really good. As I say that, they're going to rotate off right at the wrong moment. Now they're coming back in. Lato and Dumao should have a crossfire here. Lato takes the first. That's going to distract. Dumao needs to swing, but no, he gets dismantled. The timing wasn't quite there. Needed to swing when they were focused in. And now they've got the cycle free. The one potential thorn to this plan is they do have a cross from Moran. Would have been a huge kill for Taco. Pesa gets it though. Now it's all on to Phil. Pressure on. Why are they planting where he can see it? Mobs risked that one. And Phelps is going to be able to back away. This is just going to be a save now. Round's been won. Team 1 once again are going to close this gap. We are going the full 30. Guaranteed.
Team 1 was dancing in the fire and the flames there on that bomb plant, but luckily for them, Phelps doesn't hit the shot as he spotted Pace's head momentarily, and they will get that 14th round, as you mentioned. Man, yeah, we are going to go the full 30. This is very tightly contested. Looks like Team 1 of old when Barton was there on their Dust2, but Barton's not there. He's on the opposite end this time.
Can I make this work? I can make this work. All right. All right. All right. All right. We're going to get the full action here, John. We don't want to be deprived. Yes. Can GODSENT secure map point? Or are they going to be playing for overtime themselves after that absurd first half?
If Team 1 steals Dust2 off of GODSENT, which neither of us expected, you could even see them get it 2-0. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it is a possibility.
Life's getting wild here. Lato isn't interested in this scenario. Quick peek out. Catwalk. Excellent flashbang coming through from below. And they've taken 2. Massive man advantage now found for GODSENT as they look to find map point. As they look to salt this one through. Team 1, they have been able to get out towards long. Here comes the peak. Flashbang forward. There's the kill. They know another player's dumpster, and there's the shut down. What a round from GODSENT. What a round from Lato. 4 kills for the man. Where has this been all second half long? GODSENT on to map point. It all stops here, folks. One way or another. We're going to get the conclusion of this first map. We're going to get another run of rounds. We're going to get overtime. Team 1 trying to cling to life here with a scout, no wheels, with a deagle. Seen them do it before, though, so don't count them out. Meanwhile, GODSENT, knowing their work's not yet done, this round they cannot breathe easy. They've got to inch it over the finish line. After this second half, they're not going to be taking anything for granted, you'd imagine. Seems like we're going to get another catwalk hit. There's been a lot of these. Pressure has been on a cat again and again and again. Taco is actually limited in utility at this point. He's just got the nade and the flash. No smokes, no mollies to control this. Whoa, is that nade? Bouncer to catch X&S. That's a tricky position.
crazy nade.
I like that. Oh, here's going to be the HE over. Taka didn't realize they're already out. Now he sees the player. Now he's got the info. They're trying to swing, but he's blinded up. Players got towards Gandalf. That info should be given, but they've dropped pace down the elevator, and I don't think that's been seen. Now they know it. What can Taco do? He has danced in. He cannot deal with the plan, but he can stay alive here. What an effort from Taco, and they're going to be able to get back on. PRT's completely out of position. He can't do anything about this. As soon as they realize where he's at, they can just defuse the bomb. He literally cannot stop this. Molly comes in, it's too late. It's too late. He's got the defuse on. Yeah, he's got the round. That's the game. That's the map. Dumao locks it in. 16-14. Gosh, did it get tight there in the second half. Gosh, did that comeback almost happen. But for Team 1, it's a bit of heartbreak. They get so close, but no cigar.